Well, it is a beautiful sunny day. It's about it's about 57 degrees. Probably just a little bit too warm, but we are on the Florida Trail. And I just wanted to show you, we are on the Orange Blaze, and we will be going out to Magnolia Lake and back. We are on the Florida Trail, but we are also in Camp Blanding, which is the National Army Guard base here in Clay County. And so I'm hearing some gunfire off in the distance, but honestly, their property is so vast and there's so many things out here. But I'm so glad that they have given permission for the Florida Trail to come out here and have this trail blazed so that we can use it. I have seen in the past a couple hunters out here, and so that's one of the reasons why I'm wearing this orange jacket, because it is hunting season. I've never seen a bear out here. I have seen bear prints, and from what I have been told, there is a nice population of bear out in this area. I don't even know that I've seen deer out here, but I know they're out here. There's a lot of property out here that they can roam about without having a whole lot of human contact. So this is a relatively safe place for them. I should have worn my gaiters this morning, and I forgot to grab them. Well, I just came across this, and it looks like it could be from a bear, but I don't know that for sure, but it looks like it. This is the first time I have had such a clear view of this lake to my right. I wish I could remember the name of it. I don't know if it's Lake Lowry, but it is pretty big. We're going to be hiking around another lake that is out here a little bit further. I had no idea that the trail was this close to that water. It is just so big, and there's not a soul on it. So cool. It's a perfect day to be out here. We're coming up to our first bridge, and I'm going to assume that this water's heading over to that lake that was so beautiful, but there's a little thing right here that lets us know the depth. The water's flowing pretty good and very clean. I gotta get over here and walk. Almost looks like a little ladder. Well, we are doing a little dirt road walking, and I just came upon this, and this is pretty new because I do not remember this. Let's see what the sign says. This hiking trail was built and maintained by volunteers. We are coming up to our second water access, the first one being over the bridge. And this is the second one. And this is not the same lake that we saw earlier. The trail goes that way. We're just gonna walk a little bit closer down to the water. So beautiful. I believe this is Magnolia Lake, and we are going to head over that way. So we'll be walking around over here and ending up over there, and then we'll head back. This is one of my favorite parts of the trail. I just feel like we're in this canopy of trees and the Spanish moss. We have our second bridge. It's a little bit wider here. This is going out to the lake that we saw. Actually, it looks like it's flowing out of that lake. A little over 2 feet deep here. I don't know if you can see how clear the water is. Yeah, you can. See if I can look at that reflection. Beautiful. And then we are almost to our stopping point, I think. Okay, we are entering near Magnolia Lake State Park, and there's a lot of history here. So I'm just going to go ahead and hold it here for a second. You can always freeze it. And so, a lot of history. One of my coworkers told me that he used to come here every day in the summer, and it was the best part of his summer. And this is where his dad taught him how to swim. So I loved hearing that story, and it just makes me happy thinking how much joy he got as a little kid out here. I can just see him jumping into the water and splashing around like a crazy kid, and all of his siblings. As you can see, as we get closer to the lake, there are a couple of buildings that are still left open. And there's a work truck there. Not really sure why, but the pavilion's right over there. That's what we're going to be heading. The dock is being redone, which is really awesome. And they're putting a little place to get some shade. But look at how beautiful this lake is. And that soul is out there fishing. That dock is closed. It's in bad need of repair. And they're doing some work on this right here, which is where I was going to sit. There are some of the more of the buildings that were up when the state park was active. I am now heading back the way I came. I hiked 4.87 to get to this lake behind me, and saw that they're doing some work out there. There wasn't really any place for me to sit. I want to take this jacket off, so I'm going to get out here a little bit, take my backpack off, and take off this jacket because it's pretty hot right now. We are coming up to the boat ramp, which I did not show you on the way to my turnaround point. Thought it would be something I could share with you on the way back. So I believe this is a public boat ramp, but I don't know how often it is available and open to the public. And looks like a pretty solid ramp. I was just right there. If you can see right there. Oops. Over there. That little shed is thing. So, like I said, we are on the Florida Trail, which is an orange blaze, and it goes from Big Cypress National, or Big Cypress Forest, down by Miami all the way up to the Pensacola area, and it is 1,500 miles long currently. And this is just one little 6-mile portion of it if I was to go from start to finish. I stopped at 5. I think it's another 1.5 miles past where we turned around. If you were going to keep on going, you'd hit another exit road. If you had 2 vehicles, you could do that. So since I didn't, I wanted to get out to the lake, and gotta figure out where that blaze is. Oh, there it is. And turn around and come back this way. I opted to keep my, Spanish mouse. I opted to keep my jacket on because it was a little cold without it, but I'm sure I'll get warm. I think my pace is like a 2.9 right now. Everything's pretty flat, and we have a little bit up and down, but not even enough to mention. And that's about it. Just came from there. A lot of road walking, and we are heading this way, and I'm hoping I can find it. But there was an orange blaze. There it is. Orange blaze on the road. I wanted to get on video. I love it. I am walking a little bit faster, I feel like, heading back. But it is pretty pleasant out here. The only people that I've seen are the 2 women. When I started the hike, they had just finished and were picking up their drop-off car. And they were from Palatka, very nice. And then the workers that were working on the pavilion and the dock. We are back around that big lake that we started with, and I'm just so excited that I actually can see it. This is the 6th pile of bear scat I have come across as I'm heading back. So they're out here. There's another pile right there. I just haven't seen them. And I think I'm okay with that. Okay, we are off. Well, we're out of the woods. And now we are just, if you can see behind me, these big sandy roads. And that will be how we will finish this trail today. But I'll let you know the distance, the total distance, and time once I get to the end. I did end up seeing 9 piles of bear scat. That is the most I've ever seen on any trip I've ever taken. It's crazy. Okay, I'm putting my card in, and it is officially in there. They've got the hunting dates, and so there we have it. Thank you to the Camp Blanding Army National Guard for allowing the Florida Trail to come through. All right, the mileage was 9.63, and I finished at a 3.1 pace. And here is Camp Blanding. So this is located south of the Gold Head State Park. This kiosk right here, and then down the road is the kiosk for the exit point. Well, another nice day on the trail. Thanks for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed the hike. Peace out.